In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the best sales funnels that are working right now and which one is best for you. This is for you if you're a coach, you're a consultant, or you're selling something that's a high ticket product. After spending around 15 to 20K on coaching, I'm going to be giving this all away for free. Be sure to stick to the end. Let's get into it. So what are the best sales funnels in 2024? I'm going to be going over 3 of the ones that I see used the most that are very, very effective. So the first one is, you may have seen this before, but it's very simple. It's just a VSL funnel. So this funnel is more so, I would say, for agencies, since it's kind of something where you have a really direct offer and you're just a lot more direct than the other funnels where the sales process is a bit longer. This one, you're very, very direct. You want them to book a call very quickly. It's not as much that needs to happen. So the first thing that you do, you get attention on your offer. You run paid ads, and then from the paid ads, what you can do is, one, they're either going to opt into a VSL, or it's something that's positioned kind of just as like a free training, like how to get to this transformation, or how to get this result in a certain amount of time. We've seen these type of free trainings everywhere pretty much. So from here, what happens, which is really, really important, without this step within the process, you'll lose out on a ton of money. So one, you're going to collect their phone number and then their email, and then there's going to be emails that are continuously sent to this person, and there's going to be text messages that are continuously sent to this person. So if they watch the video and they don't end up booking a call from here, which is the goal, they should, but if they don't, then they're going to continuously be getting sent text messages and emails, and this can all be automated. So someone that does this actually is Frank Kern, and his net worth is around 35 million. So this funnel works. It's not like this funnel doesn't work. It may not be the best for you. That's why I'll be going over some other options, but this funnel works very well. It's common. A lot of people use it. And then there's a pre-call kind of nurture sequence you could do as well with SMS and email, kind of nurturing the prospect. So, hey, watch this video before we have our call, to make sure that they're really warmed up. Because when you're selling something that's thousands of dollars and they've never really seen content of you, or they're not nurtured well, it's going to be hard to sell them. And actually, what a lot of people do within this funnel, this also works very well for info products. So if you're just selling a course just by itself, like literally just information, instead of having this sequence where it goes to book a call, you can kind of just have the landing page and then it just straight up sells them for thousands of dollars. Or you can do kind of something that's not as much money, maybe something that's like 40-50 bucks, and then upsell down the line, which is what a lot of people do. But that's more so for info product, or if you have like a very direct offer. This is common in a lot of agencies I've seen, where you kind of have a really strong guarantee and then you just book them in and then try to close them, more so on a service. What are the pros about this funnel? The first thing is, if you want to get really good wins, I think it's a very good funnel. If you need some quick cash, like you really need some clients, this is a good funnel to start running, because you start running ads, you start getting leads through the door. You don't have to wait and start posting organic and just being like, all right, I want people to come to me. No, like you are going to get leads pretty soon if you have everything set up right. And it is very scalable, since there's no real like cap or limit that you can have within this funnel. I'll get into, for an example, with Instagram later on. There's a certain amount of messages you can send on Instagram, so there is a limit that you can kind of scale with running a funnel through Instagram. Another thing that's good about it is it is very hands-off. A lot of things are automated. You get a lead through the door through your ads. You just put up the ads. You don't really have to touch them. Yes, you can manage them, tweak them a little bit, but there's not much you really have to do within having conversations with people, because it's all kind of automated within this entire process. So it makes it pretty simple. Some cons about this process is it is pretty hard to get an insane ROI. You can do it is possible, but it's not easy, since this is a funnel that is used a lot and you're just selling, like I said, thousands of dollars, and kind of having the sales process very, very short. It's harder to get that ROI versus when you have a little bit of a longer sales process, a longer time for the person to really get to know, like, and trust you. It's going to be easier to get a higher ROI. The second thing is that it doesn't build a personal brand. You are collecting data and information from people, which is great. You can always sell them down the line, but you're not building a personal brand on your socials, which I think is a huge turnoff as far as building a good funnel. And another thing that I think is not good at all is it only sells, this is huge, it only sells to a certain part of the market. So if we see this graph right here, this is 3% of the market. 3% of the market are ready to buy now. I think that's what it says. I can barely see. 17% of the market are information gathering, 20% are problem aware, and 60% are not problem aware. So that's something I think that this funnel is kind of hard on, because you're kind of just going for the people who are ready to buy now, that 3%, maybe even the 17%. But other than that, it's kind of hard to sell to more of the market. All right, so this next funnel is kind of what I like to call the YouTube funnel. So some of the people who have used this one, I'm sure you guys know Iman Gaji and Dan Ko. Iman's net worth is about 85 million, and then Dan is making around 4 million a year, 98% profit, and no employees, which is very interesting. The way this funnel works, I know Iman has probably switched his funnel a couple of times, but he's run this funnel in the past and it's been very effective for him. It's really simple. He has a very big following on YouTube, and same with Dan. What they pretty much do is they get a lot of organic traffic, and then they get a bunch of people who are really just binging their content. And from there, what I noticed that Iman did is during a certain time, he had one specific YouTube video in all his descriptions, and that was video sales letter. And so the purpose of that video was to obviously, sell people. I think he sells a course still. I'm not too sure. And then for Dan, the way that his funnel is, he also is on a couple other platforms now, but I know that I was watching an interview where he was kind of breaking down his funnel, and his main traffic source is YouTube. So what he does is he has a newsletter opt-in. So the way that Iman's funnel works is they watch this VSL and then they kind of just go into an info product sale or like a community coaching type of thing. I'm pretty sure he's not taking sales calls. I could be wrong. Do not quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he just sells an info product. So it's pretty simple. And the reason why this sales process for him is so simple is because he does not struggle charging people a lot of money, since he has such a big audience that watch all of his videos. The amount of trust that he has from his viewers, and this is the power of YouTube, the amount of trust that he has from his viewers, it's not hard for him to ask for thousands of dollars and for them to be willing to actually invest, because they're familiar with him, they know him, they watch all his stuff. And the same thing goes for Dan. So when people opt into the newsletter, they get hit with emails, the newsletter workflow, which can also send them more YouTube organic content, also some SMS stuff, which eventually should get them to buy the info product. I'm pretty sure Dan sells an info product as well, since it is such a high profit business. It's like 98% profit, no employees. Maybe there's some coaching or some consulting within it, but I'm pretty sure it's mainly like an info product. So what are the pros of this funnel? Attracts really high intent buyers. If people are watching all your stuff, they know what you do, they know how you can help them. And that's the difference, is you're also getting people who maybe weren't even problem aware, and you're actually educating them on the problem. So you're targeting a bigger chunk of this market than just one little part. But attracts high intent buyers, meaning more people that actually want to get help and are a lot more likely able to really invest to work with you. The next thing is that it does build a personal brand, and that's why these guys have such big followings. And when you have a personal brand, everything else really does become easy. That is the hardest part, is building a good personal brand, because what happens is when you already have an audience of people that watch all your stuff, they know who you are, one day you can just put up a post, hey, I just made a product, I'm selling this, and you have a bunch of people that are going to go to you once you already have that audience. But when you don't, you cannot really do that. That's why their kind of business model, it's very leveraged. The next thing that's good about this funnel is that YouTube is the best platform to actually sell high ticket, because people are nurtured way quicker than if they're just watching some short form content on other platforms or some tweets or stuff like that. I'm not saying those platforms don't work, but YouTube is the best platform to sell high ticket, since people sit down with you, they watch hours of your stuff. Like I said, it's also amazing for selling info products, this kind of model, and it's a very lean team. As we see, Dan, he literally has no employees, which is crazy. The only thing I do not like about this funnel is that it can be unpredictable, which I'll go into later on kind of how to fix this. So the next funnel, if you're a coach or a consultant or even an agency owner, I'm sure you've seen this funnel all over your Instagram. You get these ads. If you're a coach doing this, give me a follow. Everyone is running this funnel. So this is the IG growth funnel. You run Instagram ads, and then you have some organic content as well that brings people to follow you. It's really simple. From followers, you want to have conversations with people. You DM them. As soon as someone follows you, you send them a DM. Or if they don't reply, you want people to kind of raise their hand with retargeting ads, where they send you a DM, and the more conversations, the more calls, the more cash you're going to collect. It's very, very simple, and it is very effective, and it works well. So from here, when you send a DM, you want to send them a VSL. This can be on YouTube, or it can be just like a Loom video, but I would recommend getting them to YouTube. That way they can watch a lot more of your long form content on YouTube. That's why most people like Jeremy and Brandon, who you guys may know, they mix both Instagram and YouTube. I think Brandon was the one who first started running this funnel. Jeremy as well, he was one of the first people I think to start running this funnel. I'm not sure who exactly did it first, but I know that they were one of the first people to do it, and they both hit around 200K a month with this funnel. So it definitely works. Pros about this funnel, it is extremely predictable. That is one of the things I love about it, because you're mixing the ads with the organic, and you can also see based on your ad spend how much you're spending, and if you spend $1, how much you're able to get back. So if you have a 7, 8, 9, 10x ROI, what you're going to do is you're just going to keep spending money on ads because it's very predictable. You know how much you can get out from $1. It's also very high ROI usually with this. Also, you're building your audience on both Instagram and YouTube, which is really good. It's very simple, which I love. I love this simple model, not a bunch of different funnel. Lean team, which is great. You also get to target more of the market, which is good with any type of funnel where you're going to be on like a social platform, because once again, you can educate people on, the problem. So even people who aren't problem aware, they can become problem aware and then move down here into they want to buy now. Cons of this funnel, I would say it's pretty hard to scale past 200K a month. Brandon and Jeremy, they both did scale past 200K a month with this funnel. But after that point, it gets very, very hard, because the thing about Instagram is that you can only have so many conversations to where Instagram just bans you. And I know a couple people who run this funnel who've run into that problem. But if you were to run something like this funnel, there's no limit on how many times you can email somebody or how many times you can send a text to someone. So like I said, all these funnels work super, super well. Now I want to get into, what actually makes a funnel work, and then my trends and predictions for 2024. So you can kind of stay up to date with the new funnels if there's something that you want to kind of implement for your offer. And then also my favorite funnel, which is kind of a mixture of all of these. I'm going to be showing you guys how I run this funnel personally, and then how I do it for my clients as well. What makes a funnel work? And I want you guys to understand this. It's not necessarily so much about the funnel exactly. And this is what I've learned seeing a lot of people run different funnels and helping people actually run these funnels as a consultant. It's not necessarily about the funnel. It's about the fundamentals. It's about the principle of the funnel, because all of these funnels work. They all work. It's not a secret. They all work, but they all have the same principles. I don't know if you've noticed this. They all have the same principles, but the way that they're used are just a bit differently. So the first thing that I haven't mentioned yet, obviously you need a good offer and good messaging. You got to be targeting a good niche that has money, has a big enough problem to, actually work with you. A good offer, and then your messaging has to be good too. Because if you don't have that, then none of this even matters. It's not going to work at all. The next thing is attention. This can be organic content or paid ads, or even doing like cold outbound, which I do not like to do personally. Next part of this would be to nurture and then convert that person to book a call. So you want to actually nurture them though before, so that they're not hopping on a call clueless of who you are, how you help, and what you really do. And then the next part would really just be sales, so closing the deal. Very, very simple. And all of these funnels, they all follow the same principles, like I said, but just in different ways. Like for this one, for example, the way that this funnel gets attention is through organic. This one, it's organic and ads, but they both get attention. This one is by paid ads. The way this one converts is by email and SMS. The way this one converts is by DMs. So it's all the same principles, but it's just the way that these principles are used are different. Here are some of the trends that I've been seeing throughout this space, and then some of my predictions for 2024. So the first thing is paid ads and mixing social funnels. So what a social funnel is essentially is you're growing a personal brand, paid ads and organic. It's really a mix between the two. And the reason why this works so well is because one, a personal brand is always a long-term play. Like I said, you could put a post up, you say, hey, I'm selling this, and you get people to literally DM you because they've been following you. Two, a personal brand beats any type of saturation or competition within your niche. You don't have any competition if you have a personal brand. And three, it helps you grow the personal brand, but just in a more predictable way where you're not relying on organic. You're just mixing in the paid ads with the organic. You're not completely getting rid of the organic though. You're just mixing the two, which I've seen has been extremely, extremely, extremely effective. The next thing that I definitely think will happen in 2024 is I think a lot of people are just gonna stop doing cold outreach, because no one likes to do cold outreach. It's just such a pain, the whole sales process. There's so much that you have to go through. You hop on sales calls with people, you have to do all these objection handling, and no one wants to do that. And then most likely they're not going to be a good client, versus when you have people coming to you, people genuinely want to work with you. You don't have to beg people to work with you. You're not desperate to make the sale. I really do think, I'm not saying cold outreach doesn't work. I've done it before, but I kind of see it dying down in 2024 for sure. The next thing that I think a lot of people are going to start using are Google ads. You can run Google ads on YouTube videos, but the reason why I think Google ads are going to be pretty popular in 2024 when it comes to this coaching, consulting, kind of high ticket space is because the targeting options are crazy. Like you can get super, super, super specific on someone that you want to target. And from someone who was running ads on Meta before, there's just a lot of hassle. Like when it comes to running ads on Meta, I'm not saying Meta doesn't work. Meta ads, they work great if you're running ads like this social funnel on Instagram. But if you've ran that before, you probably know what I'm talking about. Meta is just a pain. Like you get your account banned. There's just all these little things that come up, and it's just like, bro, I just want to run ads. I'll definitely have some more videos out in the future kind of running these Google ads to your YouTube channel. growing a YouTube audience. That's kind of the funnel that I'm running, like I said. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. Next thing I think we're going to see a lot in 2024 is give away the information and sell the implementation. I've been seeing a lot of people sell free entire courses that people would pay thousands of dollars for, just giving it away for free, because the amount of trust that it builds up front is so valuable that people's problems are solved, and then they go to that person when, you know, they want help with the implementation. It's a no-brainer. And I just definitely see this being a lot more popular within 2024, as you know, everyone's just giving away a lot of stuff for free on the internet, which is amazing. Another trend I definitely see to continue to play out in 2024 is simple funnels, meaning you have one offer, a very simple funnel, either consisting of 1 or 2 channels. This funnel, for example, is Instagram and then YouTube, and then this one is just YouTube. But very, very simple funnels, because simple scales and complex fails. If you have like a bunch of stuff going on, you don't even know what to fix within your funnel because it's like a headache. It's like way too much stuff. But if it's simple, you can look at the data, you can look at the numbers and be like, okay, let me change this, because it's very simple and it's easy to just look at. Another thing is high profit margins and a small team. Like I was showing earlier, Dan Coe, this guy's making $4 million a year, 98% profit and no employees, which is crazy. And that's something that he can do since he has so much leverage with that brand that he's already built. He can just sell an info product, you know, add some consulting, and it's super easy for him to scale. He doesn't need a team at all. And the next thing is selling in content instead of sales calls. I think this is going to be huge. As we see the market is developing, people are closing for 3, 4, 5, even 10K coaching deals in the DMs. And the reason that this is possible is because people watch hours and hours of content and they've already made the decision in their head. They don't need to hop on a sales call. They do all of the selling within their content. So people are sold within the content. And then if you do have sales calls, they're not necessarily sales calls, they're really just enrollment calls, because they already want to work with you. The thought is already in the back of their head. Like I've mentioned before, YouTube is the best platform to sell within your content, since you can sit down with someone for so long. This is my favorite funnel. This is the funnel that I'm currently using. It really is a mixture of all of these 3. I kind of just put my own spin on it and just took things that I like from each of these funnels. And the thing about it is it's nothing new. It's, like I said, the same exact principles. Yes, it may be different than other people's funnels, the way that I use the principles, but it's nothing new when it comes to these principles. This funnel is definitely very effective. I like to mix YouTube ads with organic. I've grown a couple of my own channels past 23,000 subscribers and 7 million views combined. So I have a lot of experience with the YouTube organic side of things, and then mixing it with ads just to make it more predictable, so I don't have to, you know, rely on this organic. And then once somebody really becomes a subscriber, they really just start binging your content. I should have probably changed this to becomes a subscriber, because the goal is to get subscribers with these YouTube ads. You want to get subscribers. It's not to sell anybody. It's just to get subscribers, people coming back to watch more and more and more of your content, to binge it. So from here, in every single YouTube description, you're going to have kind of like a free training or something where people can really just opt in. And then if people don't go into the YouTube description, you can also do retargeting ads based on your subscribers on YouTube. So you're going to be retargeting these people, making sure that you're kind of milking this audience where you're collecting all of the data. Because that's one thing that YouTube isn't the best with, is that you can't really message these people. But this problem is solved when you kind of give something that all of your viewers want, so you're able to collect a huge portion of this audience's data and then monetize from there. Really simple. From here, they're pretty much going to a VSL or like a free training opt-in. Some people will book a call from after watching this video. Some people won't, but that's obviously why you collect the email, the SMS, and then the phone setter. This is really important. The email and SMS workflow can be automated, or you can have conversations. You can really have conversations with people if you want to set, just like an Instagram DM conversation. If you really want to set with someone, you can have the same phone setter kind of having these conversations with people, you know, sending them more YouTube videos, giving them a lot of free value. And then the email sequence will also send some more organic YouTube content to nurture them even more. And then you can also get people to book calls from email. Also, get a phone setter to pick up the phone and actually call these leads, which converts extremely well if done right. From there, obviously, you're going to have a lot of book calls. All of these calls, though, that you're going to be booking are extremely qualified, because they're all coming from YouTube. They're not coming from Instagram, hoping that they watch YouTube content. They're all only can come from YouTube. There's no other way. That's pretty much it. Really simple funnel. If you want to see a more in-depth breakdown on it, I'll leave a training in the description below. But yeah, that's pretty much this video. Like I said, these funnels all work. They all have the same principles. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Hope you have an amazing day. God bless. Peace.